The Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, has criticized Western economies for imposing sanctions on Russia and for their handling of the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking at an event in Bengaluru, Sitharaman condemned the United States-led West for imposing sanctions on Russia, citing the country's ongoing conflict in Ukraine. She argued that this move has only served to create a more stressed economic situation, particularly in light of the ongoing pandemic. According to Sitharaman, Western economies took a specific approach to dealing with the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic, with a recipe that they wanted to apply to their own economies. However, she noted that this approach has not been entirely successful and may have contributed to the current global economic situation. The finance minister went on to praise India's handling of the pandemic, noting that the country had avoided implementing sweeping lockdowns that could have had severe economic consequences. Instead, she argued, India had taken a more targeted approach, focusing on specific regions and industries that were particularly hard hit by the pandemic. Sitharaman's remarks come at a time when tensions between Russia and the West remain high, with ongoing conflict in Ukraine and other regions. The imposition of sanctions by the West has been a point of contention, with some arguing that they are necessary to deter Russian aggression, while others believe they are too harsh and only serve to hurt the Russian people. Sitharaman's criticism of the Western approach to dealing with the pandemic and imposing sanctions on Russia reflects India's growing role as a global economic power. The country has weathered the pandemic relatively well, with its economy showing signs of recovery despite the ongoing challenges posed by the virus. India's approach to the pandemic has been praised by some experts, who argue that its targeted response has helped to mitigate the economic fallout from the pandemic while minimizing the impact on people's lives. However, others have criticized the government's handling of the pandemic, particularly in relation to the country's vaccination rollout, which has been slow and uneven. Despite these challenges, India remains a key player in the global economy, with a growing influence on the world stage. Sitharaman's comments reflect the country's desire to play a more active role in shaping the global economic and political landscape, and to ensure that its interests are taken into account in decisions that affect the world as a whole. As tensions between Russia and the West continue to simmer, it remains to be seen how the situation will unfold. However, Sitharaman's criticism of the Western approach to dealing with the pandemic and imposing sanctions on Russia underscores the growing divide between the two sides and the need for a more nuanced approach to addressing the complex challenges facing the world today. We will keep you updated. Subscribe to GoodGov Mail and stay tuned.